Hi, it's David here with Futures Trading. I want to say thank you to Beverly. Thank you so much for being interested in that 9:30. I wasn't able to catch it this morning. Had a prior engagement going on. So, Jimmy, thank you for all of the comments and the support, my friend. I'm so glad that you are getting some results. I know you had expressed to me that you were definitely winning there. So, thank you so much for taking the information seriously and implementing it. That's the main thing. So, again, thank you, Beverly. I'm going to make sure that I deliver that 9:30 for you on tomorrow and possibly Friday as well. I am going to try to give you at least a couple of them. Definitely want to say thank you guys for all of the support you put here. Thank you so much that you did that. Now, again, the 9:30 information will be located down here as well as that news. I'm going to try to catch you some news too, Beverly, before it's all said and done. Want to put some information in here for you guys. All right, so I'm going to do it a little bit differently today because I didn't catch the 9:30. I'm gonna actually speed up the information by looking at a 15-second chart, and so that way, Beverly, you can get some information based on some speed. Just so we're going to dial the time frame back just a bit outside of that 1 minute chart, and we're going to look at that 15-second chart directly. All right, so this is the information that I've been covering on the channel for all of you that's new. I would like for you to go ahead and just take a look at some of this stuff because the market is just information. That's what it is. It's providing you information all the time. And just like literature, if you have an author that's going to put the title on the front of the book until the last remarks, he's going to make you aware of what it is that's going on with the information. All right. So we're looking for intention, reiteration, comparisons, and of course, that cause and effect. That's what you're going to want to see. This is all I'm trying to find in the chart majority. And I'm going to make sure that you, of course, have the definition for the threshold because you need to understand this is logical in what I do. Everything that I'm doing, I'm trying to approach it from a logical perspective. That way I can assure that, the results can be there. I'm not a stoic, so I do have emotions, but I put them aside when it's time to trade. Even though they're involuntary and sometimes I can get frustrated, I try to get right back to what makes sense, and that's just looking for principles. So majority is a fundamental truth. I have you know that. It's very important that you know that. This is what they're doing. The level here, I kind of threw that in there at 9:30 because again, I had a prior situation going on here, and so I had to go in and do a little bit of instruction. So there's the trend. They had made it off that bottom, came down here. I told you guys in yesterday's video. Let me go ahead and put that back in front of you really quickly here. 119. Tomorrow closed above 119. I put the question mark because, of course, I want to put a little intrigue there for you to see if you can figure out that it should happen. And of course, they came below that 119. In yesterday's video, also, we were right here when I came back. All right, now do keep in mind that morning I told you guys that they would not get up to that 355. I told you that they will not be able to close up there, and I kind of knew based on how it was trading. And they had actually stayed within those zones. I took them off, but they stayed within those zones. Again, tomorrow they should land at that 119, and of course, that's what they ended up doing after they set that high at that 26. All right, so they managed to come down there. That's how you kind of gauge that daily bias. And the levels that you're seeing at this 126 and 162, we're going to have to actually adjust them. That was happening this morning. All right, so I want to say that right now. That was happening this morning when this trend was being set. All right, and so I had to throw those levels in there at that particular time. And so you're seeing that 162 and that 126. And of course, as they approach that 126, they just rip to the upside. All right, so that's how you use that information. Again, I apologize sincerely to you for not being able to get that information to you this morning. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll definitely jump on it tomorrow. Let's take a look at that daily, and let's take a look at the hourly before we proceed to that 15-second chart. And I'll be reading that to you in real time. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Everything is all about real time, but I want to show you these charts because this is important moving forward. Here's your no close bar here. Here's your no close bar here. Let me just move these zones because that's from yesterday. All right, so let's just kind of, and of course, that threshold from above, and that's why you're getting that that off the high situation there. They kind of pulled up there, came back down. This is the no close bar. You really don't want them closing under that bar. This right here, okay, is your threshold for your hourly, give or take. And of course, you don't want them closing beneath here, but they shouldn't. I'm gonna say this: they shouldn't break this blue bar. They shouldn't. Even though they had this blue bar this high. I'll take this off too. had that blue bar in that high and managed to decline. Okay, it's kind of what they did on that daily. I'll show that to you as well, just in case you didn't watch the last video. Usually the blue bars get them started. Okay, they come in occasionally and get them started. Now, the problem is when it comes in after a significant run, you'll get this drop back, but they're coming in again to push it up, and that's that daily. Well, the hourly does the same thing. All right, so the blue bar kind of kicked it off right here. They kind of moved up here, but then they came in here and they kind of meandered on yesterday and failed through it. But now they're coming back with that same blue bar. So let's see if we can get that next run to happen. Oftentimes they won't blow past two of them. Oftentimes. All right, so that's the information there. Let me make sure I express to you the daily so you can actually see this, and then we're going to dive into this 15-second chart. All right, so that's that pivot range high here on this bar. Now, I drew this zone yesterday, in yesterday's video. I drew this zone because I knew they can come down there. 19, pivot range high, 19, 69, say 75, because it just calculates that way. But nevertheless, its math is not Fibonacci. All right, I want to make sure I tell you guys that. Because yesterday we were trading somewhat slow off that open. I knew they shouldn't be able to get to that 35. But I did suspect that they can get down and touch that pivot range high if they wanted to decline. And so they managed to get there, of course, today. They managed to go ahead and run all the way down there today. This is that no close bar. That's why you're seeing the NC under the bar. This is a no close bar. Absolutely. So I knew that they didn't supposed to come past here. Even though when this bar closes, it becomes the no close bar. But this bar is a no close bar as well based on this level on here. Okay, so the level on this bar is the no close bar here. Okay, I want to make sure that you know that the mid of this bar got above this bar's high. So yesterday's activity, I told you only have two shots at it really when it comes to test back into your no touch scenario. You got this bar here, and then you got this one here. I knew yesterday they wasn't going to make it all the way back here. That's not going to happen because the goal is to get them up here. All right, so. But I did suspect that if they were going to hold this bar, well, let's keep them above that pivot range high, which is that 119. All right, so that's how you gauge that information there. And that's what we're looking at. Let's go ahead and try to look at that 15-second chart. Let me get this out your way here. We're trying to make a trend on this 1 minute. I'm pretty certain we got it on the 15-second chart. Let me just do this real quick. 1, 2, 3. Got to count the bars higher. Okay, and that's 4. So they're working on it. They're working on it. All right, now let me adjust these levels as well. Let me adjust the levels, and we're going with the pivot range low and the pivot range high from today. We're just going to go ahead and mark that right now. Let's mark that one right now, just based on where they're at. We're going to go with just where they're at currently. Let's go with 136, 136 and a quarter. Let's do that. And then let's turn it this color because it's real time. All right, so we're going to go real time with that color. All right, and then we're going to go and grab this one here, and we're going to go 178.50. Let's go 178.50. We're going to change the color as well because this is the real time information here. All right, so as long as they can get back above, that's 50. Let's just do 50. All right, so matter of fact, let me put it on all charts. Let me just do that. Let me put it on all. No, because I want to actually. Never mind. I'm not going to put it on all charts because I'm going to be covering that 15-second chart. We'll come back and look at this before it's all said and done. Did I type the numbers in there correctly? Did I? I'm pretty certain I did. Where did it go? 178. I know I typed it in there. Let me get rid of this one. Matter of fact, let me just use this one. I don't know what happened. Maybe I typed it in there wrong. Let me go and get this one, and then we're going to change this one to what it is that I had wanted, 78.50. All right, let's see if this one will do it. All right, there you go. All right, I was wondering where did it go? Okay, so those other levels down there is just some information I had from 4. All right, so I don't suspect that. I'll just leave that there. But we just need to keep them. I'll say this. We just need to keep them above here currently. That's all. See if we can keep them above there, and it should go up. Let's dive into that 15-second chart, Beverly. Let's get this done. Let's get this done so that way we're able to. Hold on. I'm trying to grab it here. Come on. There we go. All right. So there we go. All right. So now this is important, people. This is important. I'll cover this real quickly. Threshold. There's your definition for it. The magnitude or intensity that must be exceeded for a certain reaction, result, or condition to occur. So inside of every bar, there's a price level that's significant before the bar actually closes. I really want to make sure that you understand the capabilities of that threshold. Before the bar actually closes, there's a price that's significant. I have you know that it's really significant. And so you would want to get in, I guess, as close as possible to that price before the bar close. That will pretty much determine what should be happening moving forward. All right. And so this is the definition for it because we're looking for a reaction or a result or even a condition to occur. We want our targets hit, and that's how that works. And we do not want to get the stop hit. So understanding, what's happening with the bar itself. All right, understanding what's happening with the bar is important. Just one bar. Understand what's happening with one bar, and you'll understand the rest of them. It's really that simple. Okay, what's present? Remember, I told you about the literature from the title to the last remarks. There's something present on every bar that's of significance, and it's the same thing as the title to the last remarks. I want to make sure that I state that to you. So the moment that you can really digest that, I can assure you, you'll find that trading is not as difficult as you think it is. All right. So really not as difficult. Let's just open up the bars just a bit so we can see what's going on. All right. Now, there's a function to how we work as people. All right. Those that have been with me for a while know that I've covered this, but I want to do it for those that's new. Us, me and you, we have thoughts, okay? And that's in our mind, no time. We take action and then we do it again. That's a habit. And then, of course, we're known for doing that thing and we inevitably get what it is that we had in mind. All right. So we choose outcome. But we can't control it. We just trust in the function, which is all of this thought, action, habit, character. All right. Now, the market is a sophisticated model of what we are. The participants that control the outcome, they create the outcome, and they absolutely have designed a function to ensure that the outcome will happen. All right. So they've designed the function. We have to trust in it. All right. So we're not controlling the experience. We're unable to do that. So I have you know that that's important that you understand that. Now, the midpoint of the bar needs to exceed the high. All right. So I only got one rule for you going up or going down. There's only one rule. One rule. That's it. If you can digest that, then you can get your trading to work. Now, when it comes to the threshold, that's just a place that we're expecting the actual reaction. That's all. The reaction, the result, or even possibly a condition to occur. That's all. All right, that's all we're looking for. Now, if the mid of the, do I have my mid up here? Yes, it's just behind that black line. Okay, so the mid is above this bar's high. Okay, it's above that bar's high. There's a level. All right, now I do not have the no touch text up here. I tried to just put a minimal amount of information up here. Let's see if we got a trend down. That threshold is there. I do believe we have a trend down here on this chart. 1, 2. No, that's not 2. Sorry, that's not lower. That's 2. All right, now let's get I'm trying to make sure that you're able to see the volatility inside of the 15-second chart, even though I didn't catch that 9:30, but I will be catching it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and of course, there's your 7th one. And so what we're doing is we're going to take that 7. It's really, really simple. I want to make sure that you guys get this. It's really, really simple, and we'll project that forward. Do it have to work out? Does it have to work out? Do it have to work out? No, it does not have to work out. It's just that simple. And let's go this way. Let's count our trend from the bottom as well. All right, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So there's 7 there. I'm trying to give it to you from both sides, but that's your trend down. Look for the one rule while I'm doing this. Just look for the one rule. You can do this. I promise you can do it all by yourself with no tools. And remember, the other information that I have on the chart, the pressures and arrows, that's just for timing. So if you're just having a tad bit of difficulty being able to enter it without the drawdown taking you out, That should help. That should help just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. So did we have 7 down here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They rotated, but they did not want to get past the center of this uptrend. So the center of the uptrend was right here. Let's see what they'll do when they come near this. Let's see what they'll do, because they gave us the trend distance and wiped out this downtrend. All right, so we had an actual downtrend form here, but the center of this did not hold, unfortunately. All right, so unfortunately, that did not hold. Okay, I'm just kind of throw this in here so you can get an idea of what that looks like. Now, what's happening here? That's the 7 here. Here's the center of that. They can't do this all day long. I can assure you that's not it. So let's see what is to take place at this point. Let's see what should take place. Right now, they're saying they're down. Do forgive me. I have this thing about things happen to be like somewhat perfect. Okay, somewhat. All right. So there we go. All right, so let's see what happens. Again, the bars that's colored, that's the stop with the rule. So we're looking at this rule currently. All right, so if we got a downtrend, we only want this rule. That's it. That's what we're looking for. And of course, they'll pull back, but try not to give these guys no more than 2 bars. That's all I can tell you. Try not to do that. Try not to do that. Please try not to. Try not to give them more than 2 bars if you can help it. If you can help it, try not to do that. They didn't get past this threshold. They overshot the bar, which that's the no close bar right behind it. This is the no close bar right behind it. They overshot the bar, but of course they didn't close above it, and that's the hard stop. Let's see if they'll do the same thing to this one. All right, so we're just trying to get that trend distance. Let's see if we can get down there. I know they're pulling right back into the center of this uptrend. Let's see if we can get down there. I want to show you, Beverly, with one chart. One chart. Everyone. Jimmy, same thing. I know you're doing well, but I want to make sure that anyone that comes to the channel, I want to make sure that you understand. You can take one chart and just take your time. $99.21 is $25,000 a year, $2,000 a month. All right, roughly. All right, now I want to make sure that you understand. You don't have nothing to prove to anyone. Nothing. Don't let people bully you with this stuff. You don't have to prove to anyone anything. Just get up here, do your job, and get off it. It's just that simple, all right? Just that simple. $99. Keep that in mind. $99.21. All right? That's all you need, which is roughly 20 ticks. All right? Just $90 in that bar. Just 90. All right? But all you need is $99. So you're $9 away. And yes, you had the level there. They trade right into that zone. You could have left your stop right here. Maybe not that one. Just leave it here. You saw they ran up there and tested and turned around. They coming back. Hey, chances if they'll do it again, just leave the stop there and see if they'll turn back around. I know where they're at. And yes, if they want to reverse, they can come back up and just go higher. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't say that they won't. And so let's see if that's the case. Let's just see. But we have to do this in real time. Remember, real time is what's stopping us out. I only give you context with this. That's all. Try to give you some distance. Hey, this is where they're going if they're going to do this. This is where they're going if they're going to do this. It's just that simple. But we want them to reach into the threshold, the magnitude or intensity that must be exceeded for a certain reaction, result, or condition to occur. We want them to reach right in that area and give us that. All right. So if they're going to go up, let's just say if they're going to do it. I know they've been operating beneath this one here. They're still beneath the mid. They're still beneath the mid of the chart. So don't trick yourself. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Coming back. So fluctuations, that's what they do. They can run these stops. I mean, they yielded one push here, even yielded a push off of this level here. Yielded one here. Minor push here, but they wanted to pull up higher and test this one again because they've been operating below that threshold there. Okay, so there we go. There's the target distance. Volatility, tried to catch it based on time this time, Beverly. Do forgive me, but I wanted to make sure that you're able to see the volatility. All right, and so we're going to try to catch 9:30 tomorrow and Friday. I'm gonna go Friday too. I'm gonna give it one more day. And then from there, I will be taking a break, people, because it's all about support. All right. So I want to make sure that you understand that I'm not here just to service you guys. All right. I'm trying to actually help people. So if you don't mind, show your support. Try to get the information to someone else's screen. I had left before and I'm going to do it again. I want to make sure that people get help. All right. That's the whole goal of the channel, is try to get someone some help. I already had a YouTube channel before. I deleted it. All right. So this doesn't bother me like having this here or not. It doesn't impact my trading at all. I promise you. So I've already ran a company online. I've done all of that. It doesn't interest me to be up here just giving people information that won't help others. All right. That's the main goal of me doing this. I have an objective. I actually want to help people. All right. So if you can align yourself to that goal, try to help some other people. That's the whole purpose of why I'm here. If you have questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer the questions that you have. And I appreciate you taking all the time that you have thus far, those that are supporting. Thank you for taking the time to view the content, to leave messages. Of course, that's really important to make sure people know what you think about it. And then, of course, the likes. I appreciate the likes. I do know that, of course, dialing back again. That's how it works. You know, you get a surge because people like certain things, and then all of a sudden they don't want to support the other information. So for those that have been consistent, I really appreciate you doing so. Again, if you've been consistent with me, you know how I am. You should know how I am. I really am trying to help you. And so if you have a question, just ask me and I'll do my best to satisfy the question. All right. So I wish you all the best with your trading. Take care.